temple. It is a Buddhist temple. It's up this giant mountain behind me. It is nicknamed the Temple of 1,000 Steps, I believe. There are about 1,000 steps to get to just one of the buildings in the temple. So it's going to be a full day of hiking. We are at the base of this Buddhist temple, and as you can see, there's a lot of these paper things tied off. I don't know what they are. I've seen them at a lot of different temples in Japan so far. I think this is the explanation. If you speak Japanese, please feel free to tell me what it says, but I don't. So let's make it up. My hypothesis is that these are wishes that people tie off. I don't know. That's my guess for right now. I'm here with what looks like a Buddha statue. I don't know enough about this religion to really speak much about it, but I'll just say that today is absolutely beautiful. All of the architecture and the statues, everything like that is just stunning to look at. It's a very quiet and very, very peaceful place as well. So I don't know why this Buddha has so many children over him. Maybe he represents fertility. I have no idea. But this is a cool Buddha statue. Check out what's behind me. There's a bonsai tree, a very big one, and there are 3 men on ladders very slowly and meticulously pruning this bonsai tree. They have small handheld scissors. I may be a very athletic human. I grew up playing hockey and lacrosse. Played my whole life, as a good Canadian should. Also have asthma, and that makes climbing stairs very difficult. I still have a lot to go. Stairs are hard though. There are so many things on this mountain that I don't know the history or origin of, like these statues behind me, but it's pretty incredible to think how long they've been on this mountain. I have no idea what half these things are though. I wish I knew more. All over this climb, there are these little statues behind me, and they all have baby bibs. There are small figurines that are placed sporadically throughout the climb as well. I believe, from some of the reading that we did to check up on this place, they are to represent, I guess, stillborn babies or maybe infant deaths. You can purchase the small figurines at the bottom of the mountain and place them at the top, so I don't know, that's the theory we're working with right now. We found a lizard. I've made a lizard friend. It's a Buddhist lizard. Don't run from us, friend. We will be your friend. Look how beautiful this view is. We're not even at the top of the mountain yet. And it's just gorgeous. It's so peaceful up here. I'm afraid to speak any louder than this. We're stopped partway up the climb, and there's this piece of rock. It's enormous. It goes all the way up. And it's got money pushed into it. 1 yen. I don't know why. There's a lot of it, and it's just pushed in everywhere. I'm going to assume everything is for wishes. So I'm going to put one in myself. I don't know where or how, but I'm going to figure it out. Let's just place it right here. And I made a wish, so it's going to come true. Thanks, Buddha. I've made it to the top of the Temple of the 1,000 Steps. And they were not kidding about the 1,000 steps. That was pretty exhausting. It was very sweaty. Probably don't smell great. But this view is absolutely incredible. It is gorgeous. We're just in the mountains. There's a small city below us. That's about it. Everything else is just mountains and trees. It is crazy to think that a lot of this architecture and a lot of these buildings have been here since 860. That is astounding. Japanese culture is so rich and old. It's just such a contrast from North American culture, which is still so young by comparison. I'm currently in Odaiba, Japan. Odaiba is a small island and it's part of Tokyo. Behind me is the Rainbow Bridge, which connects mainland Tokyo to Odaiba. Odaiba was initially built because Japan was afraid of attacks by the sea when gunboats became a thing. And once that threat stopped being a threat, this became the entertainment district. So there's a lot of cool things. There's malls and amusement parks. There's even a mini version of the Statue of Liberty. It looks just like the Statue of Liberty, but smaller. There's a lot of other cool stuff, so I'm here to check out some of the things. Rainbow Bridge lights up in the evening, and it's supposed to be one of the biggest landmarks in Tokyo, so that's what it looks like in the day. Check out the Gundam Wing robot statue over my shoulder. I remember watching Gundam Wing as a child and always wanting my own robot. This is a life-size one. It's huge, and I wish I could climb into it, but I'm pretty sure that's a good way to get out of Japan. He's got details all over him. He's got the paint, he's got names and numbers, he's got lights lit up everywhere. It's pretty incredible. I wish I could take one home, although where I wish he would come pick me up and then put me in them and then we could drive home. I don't know. Do you drive a robot? I don't know. I'm in front of the Gundam Cafe. Inside they have a ton of merchandise from the show. They even have a menu with food and drink items in the Gundam theme. It's pretty neat. I'd only ever heard stories about this, but I'm standing in front of urinals that have video games as you pee. So as you pee, there's a stream, and mine was something about two guys drinking milk and then spraying it out of their nose at each other, and you want to push as long as you can to get to the other side of the screen, and then they tell you stats, like how long you peed, how many milliliters, and how fast you peed. Of course I won. This was still a very strange urinal experience. Weird how we keep ending up in bathrooms in these videos. You can see behind me the Rainbow Bridge at night. Tonight it's lit up white, because I guess a random Thursday in the middle of the summer was not a good enough reason to light it up any other color. And you can also tell that I am nowhere near where I was standing last time, and that's because there's a torrential downpour outside. So your pro travel tip for traveling in Japan is to buy an umbrella and carry it with you nearly all of the time. It rains probably about 50% of the time here, and you don't want to be caught underneath some random awning with no umbrella and nowhere to go, like me. Over my shoulder you can see the Rainbow Bridge is lit up at night. It's very pretty. It's lights. I don't know. There's also a Christmas tree, and they know it's not Christmas, I'm very sure, but it's all nice and Christmas lights, and it's very pretty. So thank you, Odaiba, for having a beautiful evening with less rain than normal. Every year in Odaiba they do a lantern festival where they lay everything out, as you can see over my shoulder, into a number of different patterns. Unfortunately, we showed up a little bit after rain had hit, so a lot of the lanterns are put out, but it's a gorgeous display every single year. In the background, you can see the Rainbow Bridge. Apparently, it's a thing to put one of these bagged lanterns into the water and let it drift away. So because it's a thing, I'm doing it. Gone. Bag on fire. Good. Oh, don't tilt over. So apparently releasing a lantern into the ocean is not a thing, and I did just get in trouble. I saw other lanterns, I jumped to it, I don't know. Moral of the story is, if you ever see lanterns on a beach, don't release them into the ocean. But I like to think that my wish carried on into the ocean. But I did get in trouble, so don't do that. Let's take a second and talk about what the whole world is talking about, and I mean Pokemon Go. I'm a huge Pokemon nerd, I always have been, so Pokemon Go is a dream come true. It was torture for me to wait for it while being in Japan, but now that it is out, I have seen it in all of its glory. Pokemon Go in Japan is exactly what you would expect from Pokemon Go in Japan. It is insane. I've seen people riding bikes while playing. I've sadly seen people driving and playing. That's not good. There's a Venusaur in the park, and a horde of hundreds of people are running around searching for it. I know there's something similar like that stateside. There's a park around the corner from where I'm staying, and every single night that I've walked by, there are lures down all across the park, and hundreds of people are there, but they're all sitting still very, very quietly. It is so bizarre. There are hundreds of people, and they just stare at their phone, and then they'll quietly whisper to the person next to them. It is so strange, but so cool. I'm so excited. So, all of the sightseeing I do in the future, please expect some footage about Pokemon Go and what cool Pokemon I found, or what gym, or any of that sort of stuff. You won't want to miss it. You're still watching this, and I know what you're thinking. This was mildly entertaining. If that's the case, please like and subscribe for another video just like this one every Thursday. Of course, as always, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, or Instagram and Twitter, I don't know, one of those two. That will allow you to keep up with me as I travel all over the world.